Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 da-da-da-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-ba-dum. Hello, my friends. Hello, it's so good to see you all joining me. Let's see if I can get you in on this. I think we're already in. We're all set. That's great to see. Hello, my friends. My name is Joette Calabrese, and we do one thing every Monday night, and one thing only. We study homeopathy. I teach you what I know. I like to share this method that I teach by using protocols as often as we possibly can. And for those of you who already know me, welcome, friends. Oh, Tara says we're suffering from spring allergies. Well, I'm talking about fall allergies tonight, but I have to tell you, my friends, it matters not. It really is not that different. It really isn't. So what I teach you tonight, you will be able to elongate and utilize it for allergies, to weather and changes, etc. in general. So hello from Toronto, says Alice. Hi, you're always here. I missed the last 4 weeks. Part of that time was in Greece, where boron is not available, but compounding pharmacies will make up the remedy and potency on request. You bet. It's really great to see. Let's see. Hello, my friends from Susanville, California. And I'm seeing a lot of my students here. It's great to see you all. Please, friends, share this with your friends. We want to get this movement going even faster. It is a fast movement that we've got going here, in which I teach mothers and others, mostly mothers and grandmothers, but also physicians and practitioners, how to use homeopathy in a reproducible way. Now, what does that mean? What do you mean reproducible? What does that even mean? It means that if we choose a medicine for someone and it's a specific protocol, that we can count on the results being reproducible, not only by another practitioner or another person using it for someone else with the same condition. We often see the same results. It works across the board. We can reproduce the results based on the same condition and the same protocols. Now, tonight, my friends, I'm not going to be using protocols per se, but I will tell you what I have found. In the years that I have had allergies myself, much, much, much minimized. People ask me all the time, so can you cure allergies? And I always say, well, there was a time when my allergies were so severe back, as a baby, started out with its severe eczema. And then I had some, and all through childhood. And then around puberty, it went away for a while. And instead of having eczema, which is what I was suffering with constantly, and a lot of respiratory conditions, then I went into my high school years and had a lot of gastrointestinal pains. And then in my 20s, I had a little, a quiet time where I had almost nothing at all. Then in my 30s, it started up again. And that's what often happens, particularly if you're not paying attention, because as we know, when we use conventional medical methods such as drug therapy for an acute condition like, I don't know, an eye infection, conjunctivitis, an ear infection, a throat infection. When we use conventional drugs for an acute, it causes a chronic condition to develop, or the chronic condition that may already be in place is screwed down more tightly and becomes more in depth and more sobering. So I have had allergies a good amount, only 1 decade in which I didn't have them very much at all. And when they came back with asthma and sleeplessness and food intolerances that were ridiculous. Chemical sensitivities, etc. Now, occasionally my eyes will run, very occasionally, and my nose itches a little. Well, I'm going to talk about that tonight. But pretty much I'm free of allergies. No more asthma, no more fatigue. All of that is gone for me. And I know that you can get the same, my friend. So I'm going to ask you tonight, please share this. If you have not subscribed on YouTube, please do so. And also, my friends, the more you learn, the more you will become addicted to this method. Not to drugs, but to a method. Why will you become addicted? Because it's a heady experience to be able to help someone, to be able to help yourself, your family, your dog, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, your elderly parents, your neighbors, your church mates, your schoolmates. It is a very extremely exciting experience to know what medicine to use for someone, give it to them or suggest it to them, and have them improve beyond their wildest dreams. Oh, hi from North Tonawanda. Okay, my daughter is now 45, followed the same health journey you did. We are working on change. Thankful for homeopathy, you bet. This is a movement. So, and it is, people say, why do you talk about politics from time to time? Because it's a political movement. Yes, my friends. If you're using this instead of the synthetics, it's a political statement. If you're homeschooling your children, I'm sorry, that's a political statement. If you're home birthing your babies, that is a political statement. If you are buying directly from farmers, that is a political statement. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. It is a powerful statement. What we do, how we spend our time, and what we spend our money on is very empowering. And I want to give you one more thing that's empowering. My friends, own as many homeopathic medicines as you can possibly afford. And then when you finish that, start again. Look at it again and then expand it further. Own a pharmacy, essentially. Okay? I want you to know this is important. And purchase your medicines from regulated, I'm sorry to say, but regulated homeopathic pharmacies. I've mentioned them many times before. I won't go into it tonight because we've got stuff to talk about that I've promised. Let's talk about fall allergies, shall we? So if I look up allergies in my repertory, this is Robin Murphy's 4th edition, and I look under the clinical section, I look under allergies. We've got probably close to 100 remedies that are specific for it, for allergies. And then if I go to the clinical section and also look at autumn, is it autumn is in here? Yes. Aggravation from autumn. If you're following, you happen to have this book, the page is 2088 on the bottom left. Autumn aggravates. So we're looking at the medicines that are most problematic. Now that's a rather broad statement. Autumn aggravates. Could be mental. Could be people get depressed during autumn. Could be that some people get fatigued during autumn. Does not mean necessarily that it is allergies in autumn. So instead, the way I want to look at this tonight is to tell you what is my best favorite homeopathic medicines for allergies, especially hay fever, because that's basically what we're talking about, right? Now, we could also be talking about mold, because in autumn, in some parts of the country, parts of the world, mold is a problem, and they can be sensitive to that. But we're not going to talk about mold tonight because we have talked about it in the past. I don't mind doing it again, but this is what I want to teach you. The number one medicine that I want you to consider if you are having autumn allergies or spring allergies or summer or winter allergies in general is histaminum. Yes, my friends, histaminum. This is the medicine I want you to purchase. This is very important. Whether you buy it from Boron, or you buy it from OHM, or from Washington Homeopathics, or from Newton, or from Hahnemann Pharmacy, or Helios, all of these are very good pharmacies. Histaminum, because this is a histamine reaction. Histaminum 30 is what I purchase. I have it on hand if things get out of hand, and I very rarely need to use it. Histaminum, because it is a histamine reaction. So it's a little different than the way I generally teach, but I want to give you the easiest, the simplest, the most logical medicine to use, the one that's going to bring it from a screaming, oh my gosh, these allergies are horrible, whether it's swollen eyes, sneezing, throat scratchy, heaviness in the chest, ears itchy, swelling, stinging, burning, however it may present, my friends. Histaminum, if it is an overhistamine reaction, will do you so much good. So how often do we use it? We use it as needed. Number one, we start with that. We're using symptoms, right? Symptoms present. Oh, it's a histamine reaction. You use histaminum 30, and you take it, maybe try it one day. One time. 1 day only. And your eyes are itchy, your nose is running, your ears, everything, coughing, sneezing, a sore throat, all of the symptoms that can occur as a result of fall allergies, itchy everywhere. Histaminum 30C, 1 dose. Now we see, by the end of the day, do you need another dose or six hours later, or even 3 hours? If you're still suffering terribly, what are you going to do? You're not going to ignore it. You're going to take another dose, right? That's what we do. We take another dose. And as soon as it calms down, then we back off. So every 3 hours, if it's very severe, every 6 hours, if it's pretty uncomfortable, every 12 hours when we're feeling like, you know what, I might be getting a handle on this, but I feel it's starting to come back tonight before I go to bed. I feel it. Histaminum. Now, it is one of my favorite medicines to teach people who are not studying the deep aspect of homeopathy. There is more to homeopathy than what I'm just teaching you right now, but I want you to have an answer right now. Whether you are seasoned and you've been in my academy and you've been in my mastery program or you've been in taken all my courses, etc., I want you to know this. And for those of you who are new and know nothing about all of my courses and how to follow up in a case, I want you to have something in hand that you can count on. Histaminum, whether it's a child, a woman who's pregnant, whether it's a middle-aged man, an elderly woman, it matters not, a dog, a cow, histaminum for histaminum overreactions, and that's basically what allergies are. Essentially, yes. Did you say Newton? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Next medicine, and this is what I teach more deeply in my allergic course. And if you're interested, if you've got allergies, my friends, or your family has allergies, I can't urge you enough to yes, you want histaminum, but you also want to learn how to run through this and get rid and uproot this. Histaminum will help with the symptoms, and often it will uproot it, but many times it may not go that far, and you have to go a little bit further, and that's what that course is. And you do Joette Calabrese's Learning Center. Scroll down to the name of the course, which is Allergic. But let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say you just don't have the funds right now. Just do as I tell you tonight, and this will be a real game changer. What I want to urge you to know, to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So the next medicine that I teach, generally speaking, in my courses, and there are a number of medicines in the allergic course that need to be used to uproot the whole problem in the first place. But this is one that I see such great results from in so many people, and it's such a simple medicine, is Calc Carb 30. Calc Carb 30, or Calcarea carbonicum. That's the full name. Calc Carb 30, once a day, through the season. You may find that this gets it from a screaming 9 or a 10 to thank God. Histaminum can do that too, but histaminum is used as needed in an SOS, in an acute time, when it's only in autumn and it only lasts, say, 6 weeks. But Calcarb, my friends, will carry on and carry on and carry on and carry. And that is used, Calcarb 30 once a day is used daily for many, how many? Many weeks, perhaps even months. And that will help uproot allergic propensity. I can stop right there, my friends. I've got a whole outline of other medicines that you can consider, but I'm going to tell you, those 2 medicines, if you have allergies, especially around fall or spring or winter, seasonal allergies, but even if it's a little allergic to a cat or a dog and you need relief immediately, histaminum 30. I'm going to say it over and over again. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops, because you, my friends, need to get away from that paradigm where you're taking synthetics that are causing more problems and more problems and more, and stop squeezing that stuff up into the sinuses that's only a membrane away from your pituitary gland. The pituitary is right here. You squeeze that stuff up into your sinuses, you're only millimeters away from your brain. You really want that kind of junk up near your brain, or even anywhere on your skin, anywhere. So my friends, I want you to remember that, and I want you to tell your friends, and tell your friends to tell their friends. Yes, 30C or 30 30X. 30X would work too. What if you can't find 30C or 30X? Should you just eschew the whole idea? Should you just drop it? Absolutely not. Get the 6. Get the 200. 30 is my favorite, but hey, use what you've got. This is not a specific protocol in terms of what potency. I'm giving you the best I can give you all at once. Share it with your friends. And then, my friends, I am going to go on to my mighties. So for those of you who are not mighties, do consider joining Joette's Mighty members. Go to Joette Calabrese Learning Center, or go right to my front page, joettecalabrese.com, and you might, and that's where I talk about things. I answer questions more specifically, and I answer questions that I might not be willing to answer on a forum that is to the general public. So God bless you all. Mwah. I'm going to do this myself. Am I, Perry? Yes? Oh, you're going to do it. Okay. So my husband is going to switch us over to Mighties. And love you too. Love you too, Nicole. Very good. All right. We there?
We're going.
Okay.